So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Today we're going to talk about the new 6 Plus, which is going to be V2 Shanks, probably one of the most anticipated 6 Plus we've ever got. And as usual, when a 6 Plus is highly anticipated, the expectations are through the roof. So I've seen a lot of people be disappointed with this Super Evolution, but as usual, I feel like it's perfectly fine, like most 6 Plus usually are. First, let's take a look at what V2 Shanks does right now. Very old unit, so definitely needed a buff. Int Free Spirit Cerebral. Kept ability 3 times attack, 1.3 times HP. If 4 or more cash of the same type on the crew, 3.75 times attack. So, yeah, could really see that much use. Special. Plus 0.9 chain boost for 1 turn, and if 4 or more cash of the same type on the crew, changes all slots including block to matching and boost that type's attack by 2.25 times for 1 turn. So yeah, that special could still see used, not as much nowadays, but solid option, especially if you used one of Shanks' many good supports like Makino, for example. Now let's take a look at the buff, and we'll also take a look at his PvP abilities. I can press the 150 button, there we go. Still Int Free Spirit Cerebral. Captain ability, now he has -2 CD, which is obviously a big deal. 4.75 times attack as a baseline, 1.3 times HP, 50% damage reduction, int psi matching slot effects. So yeah, as you can see, they've already added quite a bit to the kit, but we're not done yet. If 4 or more characters of the same type on the crew, you boost that type's attack by approximately 5.25 times attack. And if crew uses a special to apply attack boost, base attack boost, chain boost, you extend that duration by 1 turn. As you will see with his special, this is highly synergetic for his kit. So basically what they want is that if you use these Shanks, they want you to use him as a captain and you get a very big special effect. As for the special, you reduce paralysis by 6 turns, so that's some added utility. 1 plus 1.4 chain boost for 2 turns. Important to note there that the first 2 effects are no longer tied to having 4 of the same type on the crew. So there could be some niche scenario where you use these Shanks on a team where you only get this effect and you still reduce paralysis and get a chain boost. Probably not that likely, but who knows. If 4 or more characters of the same type are on the crew, you boost that type's attack by 2.5 times and base attack by plus 1000. And these attack boost and base attack boost effects cannot be removed by crew or enemies for 2 turns, and changes all slots, including block slots, to that type. See, I actually think that's pretty amazing. I'm going to be real, that when I read this unit for the first time, I missed that these can't be removed. And I'd say that makes this unit even better. You're going to be able to use him in a lot of scenarios where you usually couldn't use units because the enemy interrupts, removes the attack boost. Well, they can't remove this attack boost then. So that's going to be really neat, especially since you can extend the boost, because we haven't talked about it yet. Because as you see here, all of these buffs, the chain boost, the attack boost, base attack boost, all are 2 turns. So when you use the special, you can only keep it for the same stage. Just to clarify for people who don't know the ins and outs of the game, basically there's some big difference between 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn boosts. 1 turn is only for the current turn, and if you kill the stage in this turn and move to the next stage, all of the buffs disappear right away. 2 turn means that the buffs linger, so when you enter the next stage, they are still there. So they can block certain effects, like if they try to apply a low attack boost, for example, to you, then this attack boost will block that. 3 turn attack boost means that when you enter the next stage and you can start using specials and such, it becomes your turn, then the buffs are also still there. So 3 turns is a huge deal. One thing that is becoming more common in the game is the 4 turn buff, which means that if the enemy revives, you still have the special left for that too. So that's basically the difference between these different turns. And 3 turn is a big deal since that lets you keep a buff for 2 stages, and this is literally consistently keeping them. Let's take a content I like to do, like Arena Ashura, where you can't really keep buffs for the next stage because they get removed when you get to the final stage. But with Shanks and his attack boost and base attack boost, you'll be able to keep them no matter what. So yeah, it's going to be really fun to showcase this unit, since you can actually do things with him that you can't do with other units, which I always appreciate. They improved this a bit. I read this beforehand, before he buffed by 125 attack. Sai Int Orbs have matching slot effects, very cool that he makes it for both. Same support as before, but he has higher stats now, which makes him more viable as a stat support. In PvP, he looks a bit gimmicky. Int types, critical percent up level 7, side times enemies attack down level 5, speed down level 5. If you hit a crit, up to 5 times int type teammates attack up level 4. So this basically means that he's built for you to hit crits. If you hit crits, he gives you attack up, and he can give you a total of plus 20 attack up, which is a lot. And he also debuffs Sai a bit, but it's not like the biggest debuffs. Attack down is nice, speed down is nice, but yeah, I don't think you can complain too much about this unit. It's more that I don't see him fitting on any int team. And int isn't that great against Sai anyway, and if you want to try and use int versus Sai, you have to really focus on a lot of anti-int units, which you could argue that Shanks is, but I don't think any of them focus on crit like he does. Special. Targets all enemies for HP 30% reduction, which is pretty cool though, not gonna lie. Guard percent down, level 7. Targets int type teammates for critical percent up, level 6. And targets Sai type enemies for attack 2.4 times damage. So it does do the 30% HP cut and then do a lot of damage to Sai. So honestly, that might make him viable on an anti-Sai team, just because they're relatively low CT, and then you just bring them down a lot. And if you use something like Apu, it's going to be a lot easier for Apu to take the enemies out in that case. So I'm not going to say he's not that great, but sadly, I don't have Apu, so I don't think it's really feasible for me to try and use the Shanks myself. So I'm not a believer, but maybe I can not sure if a good English word for this, but sometimes I don't see the true value of PvP units, to put it like that. Might be the case here. But yeah, that's the 6+ Shanks. Let me know what you think. I can definitely see why people hover a bit more. My main complaint would be that I would maybe have liked one more piece of utility. But other than that, great buff, does some unique things, big improvement of the 6-star form, so I'm happy myself. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.